There's Don joining us. Don, I was just talking about how this has to be so much more fun for you. I mean, just covering a winner is more fun, but having come off of those last few years where Indiana was just not having the seasons that they would like to have had in football, but to have this kind of a year of a back to back year where now they're ranked second in the country. We're playing against the major teams that they are the favorite. Now they're the favorite to go to the Big Ten championship. That has to just be a blast for you for what you do.
Well, uh, there's no question this is unique for Indiana football. And when I say unique, I mean that in the strongest sense because we've never experienced anything like this in the past. And it's just fun. It's fun to be a part of it. It's fun to be a broadcaster, a play by play man doing these games because you're getting so many opportunities to make calls that you normally wouldn't get or normally haven't gotten in the past. Um, and the thing about it is, I just feel really good about the Hoosier Nation, the fan base that has embraced this team here in the last 2 years. Without question, it started slowly under Kurt Cignetti, but when he went to social media and challenged the student body to be there, that seemed to change everything. And in my opinion, um, Coach Cignetti has done so many different things to energize this program, and this year he hasn't had to do half of those kinds of things. If you notice his what they call the so-called bravado of
Yes.
Kurt Cignetti, not there.
Cignetti-esque.
Yeah, I mean, he did that. He basically said this program needed a kick in the butt, and the fan base needed a kick in the butt to understand that this is different. What he's brought to the table is just a different type of football, and obviously, the different type we're talking about is winning. It's called winning on a consistent basis, and um, I'm just excited to be a part of that. It's really fun, I know you are the same way in that context. And look, this is a football team this year, in my opinion, that's better than the one last year. It has a better offensive line. It's got a quarterback, and I loved Curtis Rourke. I thought he was the best we'd seen in Indiana in a long, long time, especially his decision making. I've never seen anybody better than him. But I could tell you this that Fernando Mendoza is starting to challenge that area too. His decision making, his ability to see the field, his receivers are phenomenal, as we know. And all we're seeing at this juncture is just an upgrade in virtually everything this team is capable of doing. And it seems to be coming out full bore each week. And some people have said, well, Saturday's game didn't seem to be a great performance by the Indiana defense. They're not going to have a perfect game every week. They're going to have a team that gives them some challenges, and they're going to have a team that gives them challenges this week. UCLA is a good football team now. They have always had the individual talent at UCLA. They had great talent last year when Indiana went out and beat their butts off in that matchup for the first time in history for IU. And they had a lot of talent last year. They just didn't have the right coaching staff. And all of a sudden, they've got that just on an interim basis with Skipper, who's the new head coach on an interim basis at UCLA. And then on top of that, their talent level is unique because they always have great athletes in California, and they've got a ton of them on this team.
Yeah, I think that UCLA has found their new coach, still without question. I don't think they'll be looking any further. But yeah, since they have changed, it's amazing, and what that does to a team. Because now that team and those players, they're rejuvenated, man. They feel like, hey, we can win. We can
Right.
do the things that can be done. And all this talk about travel, I'm done talking about travel. Cignetti has shown how you don't have to worry about that. The Los Angeles Rams just did that with their game against the Jaguars, in which they traveled to London. They traveled the day before, Don. They're like, going, all right, we're going to do this. So, the travel stuff, forget about it. You got to do what you got to do. And Indiana has been doing just that. as they have gone through the season. And now, I hate to put the cart before the horse, but unless something terrible goes wrong, Indiana's going to be playing in the Big Ten championship game. Yeah, they've got to take care of business. They've got to win every game out to that. But that is ahead of that's what lies ahead for this team. And to be able to say that with 5 games left is nuts. But everything we've done for the last 2 years has been nuts. So why not keep it on?
Well, there's no question that that's a possibility, and I say it's a possibility because you got to win the games first. To state that they're going to be in the championship game at this point is a little premature, as we know, but it's believable. That's the thing. I mean, it's believable for our fan base. It's believable for this football team. It's believable for us that follow it from a sportscasting standpoint. There's no question that this team is capable of being in that championship game. And right now everybody's speculating that it's going to be Indiana and Ohio State. Well, that's still to be determined. So we'll just have to wait and see on that.
You've got the return back to Hoosier Hanks East for Inside Indiana Football with Kurt Cignetti and yourself this Thursday.
Yeah, it's I can tell you this, Jim. We have to find some way to get more seats in the building because the last 2 weeks have been sold. I say sold out. The last 2 weeks,
standing room only, I'm sure. Only.
Exactly. And last week we had a ton of people standing. It's very much like the last show last year, or the last 2 or 3 shows last year, in which our audience was huge. And you can only get so many people into Hoosier Hanks, and they've gotten everybody in there that they possibly could. They had people sitting outside on the back patio they'd never opened up before. They put tables out there in this restaurant just so people could eat and then come in and listen to the show standing in the back of the room. So it's amazing how many people have decided that they're going to be a part of this in whatever way they can be.
Champagne problems, Don. That's what they call champagne problems, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, I apologize for getting on here late today. The link just didn't work for me.
No worries, brother.
We'll have it figured out the next time we come on. All right. Thanks for having me, man.
Enjoy it. Don Fischer, the voice of the Indiana Hoosiers, joining us here on Indiana Sports Beat Radio.